Hi, folks. Welcome to Bird Dogs Afield TV. And this is our series on questions and answers, bird dog questions and answers. And our guests, of course, are the Carter family, Blaine and Patti Carter. As I've said many times, they're at the top of their game. They know bird dogs. So today, our question is going to be about hardmouth, and how do we correct it? How did it start? Blah blah blah. So, who wants to start out? Talk to me about hardmouth.
Hardmouth is, to me, it's partially genetic and it's partially enthusiasm in a sense. The drive for game is when they send them for a fetch, they get so excited. Now they get the bird. It's like if you ever see a young dog on a squeaky toy,
Yeah.
and that's all they want to do, squeak, squeak, squeak.
Yeah.
Well, if you're using quail squeak when they get too much pressure. That just excites them. So they're used to their mouth gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and sometimes when they puncture, they get the taste, and then the taste excites them, and then it can go into some pretty hard bone breaking and not a very nice package when you receive it.
We want a package that's suitable for the dinner table, right? When
Right.
we receive it.
Yeah. And the problem is, it depends on this is the catch-all. The sensitivity of the dog will play a significant role in how much pressure you can apply to his retrieving. If you get too hard, what I like doing first is go back and check my recall. If my come command is the dog understanding when I say come, get back. And for those people that have collie conditioned, this is a great place to look at your come. When you ask a dog to come, does he come immediately to you, but does he like to drift? And rather than fighting him on that hard mouth, let's work on your recall first. Let's get your come where it belongs. And then if you start to drift, he drifts, want him. No, you come, right? So that when at pickup, I want the ability to say come, and he is more worried about getting here than he is what he has in his mouth. And that sometimes will change their attitude on the bird.
So Blaine's quote usually is, it's a come issue, it's not a retrieve
Make it a
issue.
come issue. Don't make it a retrieving. Then what you're going to have is, as they come in, they get nervous about getting their ear pinched, because if you've been in the force train program, everyone says, well, it's a force train issue. Well, it may not be. It may be nothing more than I need to put some kind of command to drop down your excitedness, and I'd rather make the come command the decreaser of energy than the wanting to bring that bird or have that bird in his mouth. So there's a fragile little moment in that where I need to pay attention. Now, if my come is direct and it continues, then I need to change his thought at pickup. And one of the things you can do is just before the dog, and you have to have a force train program intact to do this trick or this segment that we're talking about. It's just as he's ready to pick up, I'll nick him.
Oh, really?
And he'll go, oh.
So the key on that nick is it has to be just the perfect amount of pressure.
Yeah.
It can't be too harsh, because immediately they'll sense
Say, wait a minute,
a
I'm
hot
doing
spot,
something
right?
wrong here, yeah.
And it can't
A
be
more
too light
sensitive
that
dog,
they can't
yeah.
understand
So
it. So like,
we already know where we are, because I've played with this on the come when he's veered off. So I know where my pressures lie with the e-collar, because I've corrected it with the e-collar. So he knows the correction. When he feels that e-collar, that means come, in the association, because I did that recall work. So now when I punch it nick him right at that pickup, he goes, ooh. And I go, nah, fetch, because he knows pickup. Oh yeah. So now I've lowered his excitedness, Now he picks it up, and now he comes in. Now, one thing I have noticed in the years is I need to be quiet. Don't excite the recall at that point. Excite, once you have it in your hand, don't let them drive up to catch the bird, because they like that, oh, you're taking the bird, now I'm just going to go pump up again. No, you quiet down and settle, put the bird away, now have your excited moment, because it's a finished package. But if you start intervening in it, you might be disrupting the process, and you're not going to get that directness. So when he hears that word come, it's associated to, and he's felt that just before that pickup, oh no, I don't want that, I'm going to get there. And in the first few times you do it, he might come back with just the tip of the wing in his mouth, because he's going, that thing bit me, you know? And I don't say fetch when I nick them. I want them to think that, not always the case, but I want them to think the bird did it to them.
So basically, what it does is takes them from play drive, which is they love it. They love to go out and grab a bird, to working. It takes the fun out of it, because now you get to it and it's like, oh God, here we go. And oh, it didn't hurt, you know, and they come running back. So you, after you've done it a few times, actually, they sort of process it in their head, and the bird, you know, and you'll see them grab and run. Yeah, it's a cool process.
And it does pick up. For the dogs that are pluckers, right? You do the same come process, but you don't nick them. You don't nick them. You don't nick them before. You nick them just after they make contact. So you can reverse it. Oh, I got to get that and get out of there. I can't have my time with it. So you can swap depending on what the problem may be. You know, sometimes they understand it fully and they look over at you and go, well, I got to get a few feathers off it before I decide I want to get my butt back where you need to be.
So by taking the play out of that drive and the coming back part,
yeah,
I think we've discussed the playing, the rolling, the crunching.
All this stuff. That's why I was trying to tell you that is once we got that come direct, is that I don't want to encourage. There'll be a time when you can praise it back, but not in development. If you start praising, now you're starting to push them back up on that, and now they start this business, and then they'll roll. They aren't biting, but it's the residual of the learning is now the rolling and all that. No, you get back here. You get back here, and don't apply that fetch command. No, you fetch. No, you come. Okay, I need that. No, you fetch when you don't pick up. I don't need it coming back. And I think there's some confusion as when we put our force training and we start letting that pressure off, what comes out can go right to that. So there's ways that we can use our force training positively without hurting the whole project.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, good. That's a great segment, and we again want to thank our good friends Patti and Blaine Carter from Mirror Kennels, Brunswick, Maine. They certainly know bird dogs, that's for sure. And again, thanks to both of you.
Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.
All fun.
You bet. We'll do it again.
Good.
All right. Bird Dogs Afield, presented by Native Performance Dog Food, and brought to you in part by Pete Shoe Dryer, Mud River Dog Products, and Tim Pond Wilderness Camps.